Hello world, good day and good game to you all. This time Nexon did some great job with the patch notes. They said almost everything that were in the update. As always, we will look at the things that were not mentioned in the patch notes, which is just a few, all the drop rates that we found so far and how Ice Maiden works and what is different now. Of course, a lot of people are running 400% missions or Sigma sector right now. After a couple of runs, we've seen that the drop rates are 100% for champions. That means the external component core can drop 100% from champions, but on tier 7 and 8. If you're searching for one specific, then the chances are more like 10 to 15%, maybe 12.5%, because there are 4 different types of external component cores. But when you are at the boss, then something happens that I would not have expected from the drop rates. They are going down. As you can see here, the boss can drop tier 9 and tier 10 cores, and the bosses have a 50% chance there to drop any core at all. So that is a lower chance than the champions and elites have, but they are dropping 3 cores at once. I've never seen more than 3 cores dropping from the bosses. If you see higher numbers, then I would be very happy if you let me know, but so far I've only seen 3 cores from bosses. And if you want one specific core on tier 10, then there's only a 5% chance, and that's not much. Because the numbers in Sigma sector are better. They are just better. I'm still testing for normal enemies, but who cares about tier 3 to tier 9? More interesting are the champions and elites, and again they all drop the external component cores. And here again, if you want one specific core, then you are down to 10 to 15%, somewhere there. But so far we see that the bosses again have only a drop chance of 50%. That is the same as in 400% missions, but it's still better. Because in Sigma sector the bosses only seem to drop tier 10 cores. That is nice. So your chance to get the one core that you need is up to 12% here. That is more than in the 400% missions. So if you have a very fast 400% mission today, farm this for the cores. But if they are all slow today, then I would go to Sigma sector and farm the cores there with the higher drop rate. Also in the update was the Ice Maiden, a challenge mode of it. First thing you notice when you want to start the fight is that the text is longer than before. It just has a few info more, like that she resists debuff and that shooting or destroying her paths gives you a buff, but we knew that already. When we look at the differences, then she moves and behaves almost the same. The attacks are very well known from the normal Ice Maiden, but you clearly notice that when she hits you with your feet, when she stomps on you, then your action speed goes down by 20%. That is more than before. The normal Ice Maiden reduces your action speed by 10%, and the challenge Ice Maiden reduces it by 20%, so stay away from those feats. And what everyone surely will notice is the debuff immunity. This is everything. This is elemental debuffs, defense debuffs, any resistance, and also the critical resistance. She's immune to that. I tested with Ajax, Kyle, Lepic, Freyna, Glay, Valby, Versal, Eugen. I mean, she doesn't care at all anymore. But it's not only about the Descendant and the skills, it's also about the modules, inversion reinforcement and so on. No matter how you want to lower her defense, her resistances, or go against her critical resistance, nothing works there. Same for the weapons, no matter if you go with Nast, Clairvoyance, Restored Relic. Restored Relic will be a big thing because that is what we use right now to destroy her weak points, but the Ancient Fire effect doesn't work on her anymore. Same if you look at the other weapons, Excava, Piercing Light, Albion, Wave of Light and so on. To sum it up, she's debuff immune. And some of you may know that there are more debuffs like Technic Manual. Unfortunately, those things still work as intended, because if she would be immune to Technic Manual cooldown, then that would have been an insane kind to farm her. So it all comes down to your skills and your weapons, and as always you want to shoot the knees or the calves first, because those are the weakest to get the buff for the skill power. The sensors in her head are very weak, but they are also hard to aim at. And if you are still going for the shoulders, please stop. those are the strongest. In part 2 we will look at her abilities and how much damage she's doing, but until then I guess those numbers are the most helpful ones, and knowing that really debuff immune means so much debuff immune that it hurts is also good to know. And then there are two new skins that are not mentioned in the patch notes. One is for Fallen Hope. The Old Hope is a new skin that I haven't seen before, and another one is Wraith of Surprise, which is for Nass Devotion. I also haven't seen that before, that must be new. And as said in the beginning, they did a good job with the patch notes this time, so there are only a few bug fixes and small stuff that are not mentioned or that are downplayed a little bit, because the Enzo buff was surely a big thing breaking leaderboards, but also they mentioned that they removed the void shard in the library, and void shards so are completely gone from your inventory now. So goodbye to those legacy items. It would have been really great, especially if you're playing First Descendant for so long, then you are always happy to have some legacy items in your inventory, no matter if you can use them or not. Also there were some text changes here and there, and there's one that I like to show because Ajax got demotivated or something. Because before Ajax face in his equipment is unwavering, and now the text is that his face in the ultimate equipment was unwavering. Also, it used to say he will be able to conquer the void, and now it says he would be able to conquer the void. There are more smaller changes like that. Also, the Haven's 400% mission changed, but we will cover that in part 2 of this video, which is happening tomorrow or on Saturday. But for today I wanted to show you those very important informations, especially the drop rate. So if you're still farming 400% for the equipment course, then that's fine today, especially because we have the Haven, that is a very fast mission. But also don't forget about Sigma Sector, which has better chances for the one core that you want. More about that and updated core drop rates in part 2. Until then, have fun with the update, good luck, goodbye.